I'm used to talking to technical programmers and everything. They're good people. They're a lot quieter. Okay, but I couldn't be more excited, and I'm glad that I was able to participate yesterday and today, because I can't imagine the amount of energy and what you guys are bringing here. This is very, very exciting for someone in the game development industry. This is what I'm seeing here is unlike anything I've seen in the over 10, 20 years that we've been doing it. We're 10 years of technology company. Sorry, 20 years technology company, 10 years game development company. I'm a little bit flustered. I mean, you guys are, intimidating. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit more technical and everything in terms of what we're doing, because I lead the teams that are building things, and as Lance was talking about, what we really want to do is plug that gap in between the network you guys are building and all the games that are out there, and enable it so that third-party developers can really tap in here and get all of the excitement and the marketing and the players that you guys can bring, and we can bring the great quality games over to the network. So, let's see here. Okay, so a little bit who I am. My title is called Chief Development Officer of 3 companies, BitHeads, PlayBrains, and BrainCloud. BitHeads is a 21-year-old technology company based in Ottawa, Canada. That's right, Canada. There we go. PlayBrains is our game studio for hire. We've developed games for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the last few years it's always been on mobile. If anybody's got an Android device with Hitman Sniper game and everything, we did that game for Square Enix Montreal, and a bunch of other games that you've probably played. In addition, though, we have this platform called BrainCloud, and the idea is to make it easier for game developers to build a game with features like leaderboards and achievements, and to have the same game experience across multiple platforms. And what we really want to do is help game developers make more money on their games, because mobile developers, as Lance was describing, even though it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, it's still tougher for the little guys to do that. And they do often have to turn to advertising and everything right now. And what GameLoot is doing is giving them another better way to do that. And we're very, very excited to take our thousands of game developers who are on our platform and be able to marry them with your network and everything and offer that to our game. So, I'm here to talk about how we're going to grow the GameLoot network of players and games. And just as a little note, some of this stuff is a little bit hush-hush. It's certainly, everything is going to happen in the next couple of months, but some of the details may change here and there. So first of all, for GameLoot to truly be successful, in addition to having the great marketing network that it's building here, obviously, it needs the players and the games. And for game devs to be successful, they need more players, they need greater engagement of those players, and better ways to monetize those players. And for folks who, this is from a game developer's perspective and the business of mobile games, but basically, making money from mobile games is a simple equation. It's hard to make it work, but basically, first of all, you need a lot of players. The more people who are trying out your game, the better you're going to do and everything. So you need the marketing side of things there. Then you need what's called conversion rate. Conversion rate is the ratio of players who actually pay versus players who don't and everything. The higher the conversion rate, multiplying that by the number of players, obviously we're doing better. And then there's the average spend, and that gives you success in mobile marketing. And so a lot of mobile development, and why the big game companies do really well, is because they're able to take these huge populations of users from one game and thrust upon them their next new game and everything. So folks who make Clash of Clans, they introduce Boom Beach, and the first thing you do is put an ad in Clash of Clans for the Boom Beach game and everything, and everybody tries that. You get that millions of users and everything, and they're users who have already proven to have a certain conversion rate and spend and everything. And so what we're looking to do with GameLoot is to really take this huge population of gamers that are going to be in your network and be able to point that fire hose at different game developers' games and everything. And that's what we're hoping to build here. Okay, and so we are pleased to announce the GameLoot Developer Program, which is basically a program that third-party developers, which are companies like myself and the thousands of game developers that are hooked up to BrainCloud right now, will be able to sign up for GameLoot and get access to the necessary APIs to start using GameLoot tournaments and rewarding tickets that can be redeemed in the GameLoot store. And that's the idea, so that instead of building each and every GameLoot game, we're going to let all the other professional developers out there do that for them. Now, I'm going to show you some designs, some mock screens, some of it in development right now, some of it coming. And part of that, I'm going to show it in reference to one of our games, which is one of our $1 million games called Eggies. It is a kind of a Candy Crush, Bejeweled Blitz type of game, very, very family friendly. It's on iOS and Facebook and BlackBerry and everything. Not BlackBerry, probably we won't be bringing over, not as big a deal these days. Anyway, I'm going to show you that in a few seconds and everything. In terms of how a developer program works, so basically, what the game development companies are going to see is we're going to give them all the tools and APIs. API, by the way, is Application Programming Interface. I know that there was a question earlier what that is and everything. Anyway, we're going to give them everything they need to sign up GameLoot members, to have them participate in tournaments, for them to perform redemptions, to take advantage of that GameLoot currency across games, which is very unique in our industry. Normally, you buy hearts and other bonuses in one game, you can't use it in another game and everything. That's actually a huge advantage in this system, and that we'll design a way that different developers are rewarded as those tokens are spent in their games. Able to handle in-app purchases and more. And all this is going to be facilitated by adding the GameLoot capabilities into the BrainCloud platform that's already there, that's been developed we've been working on that for 5 years. It's over $5 million worth of development at this point and everything. And so instead of having to spend at least 3 years plus to get something off the ground, we're going to have that very, very soon for you guys. Okay, and this is what BrainCloud looks like. Now this is where my game developers would be whooping and everything, but that's okay. There's stuff in here, there's achievements and JSON data structures and stuff, and it's a different crowd. It's okay, But it's cool stuff here. I mean, just so you know, I feel alone. Okay, so in addition. This here is an API Explorer and everything. You can send parameters in and get JSON responses back. That is sexy stuff, I tell you. Anyway, there's good stuff there and everything. Okay. I also feel lonely in Vegas, so, Okay. So this is the game that we're bringing over. It's called Eggies. It's a cute little game and everything. It is designed for all ages. It'll be the first GameLoot game on Facebook, actually. You're helping a little witch to, this witch has encased all of her friends who happen to be forest animals in eggs, and she has to free them. And as she does that, the animals come to life and they destroy all the other eggs on the board and everything. Don't think too hard about it and everything, because it's actually very dark. Anyway, it's very, very fun. It's got a good social leaderboard system and everything, but it can definitely be enhanced.
The Eggies need your help. You tell them, sir. Way to go!
game right now. It's a very popular, fun game, but it could definitely benefit from the tournament system and everything that GameLoot can provide and everything, and that'll really take things to the next level for us. Okay, so talking about that tournament system, so you'll see some screens here in relation to that game. So the goal here is to create a compelling and rewarding tournament system for free and premium players. I caught a little bit of this morning's session talking about Ascension. I'm not sure if I'm not a marketing guy and everything you might not have been able to tell. But I can see that you're talking about bringing players into your network and first as kind of free, then premium, and then the ambassadors and everything. We're very much trying to do the exact same thing within the games and everything. So the first idea is to bring in free players, and then we'll hit them with become premium and move forward from there. So we want to create these conversion moments to graduate players into more engaged, dedicated competitors, and to facilitate an environment that rewards the high-frequency players. So you'll see some of my game designers kind of get in here in terms of how all this is going to work. Premium members are going to be able to take the GameLoot tokens and convert them into the tickets, based on participating in tournaments, and use them to redeem prizes like the new PlayStation VR headset that just got released yesterday. Anybody? No? It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, and free members will actually be able to work here within their soft currencies. So as we were working with GameLoot and trying to bring in third-party games to the GameLoot network, one of the things we have to look at is real-world problems. Like these games may already have their own virtual currencies. So how do we resolve that with the GameLoot system and everything? And we do that, as designers will tell you, you do that by differentiating between premium and soft currencies. And so GameLoot will be the premium currency, the currency that you pay for, you pay your subscription fee for, you can buy in the store. And the soft currency may still be available in the app stores and everything, but that will be the game developer's own currency, and it's a little bit more freewheeling in terms of how it's earned out throughout the game and everything. And so the premium currency in these games will be the GameLoot currency. Yeah. And you will also note that that currency may look a little bit different from game to game because you have to mesh with the art styles of the different game developers and everything. And so you can see our treatment working with GameLoot on the GameLoot token there. Okay. Now, once again, some more design stuff. What we're going to be doing for Eggies is what we call an accumulated score tournament. Most tournaments, it's just the high score wins and everything. So you play each day, and whoever gets the highest score for an individual round, at the end of the tournament, they've won and everything. That is good for skilled players, super skilled players, but that also means the same people are going to win day to day, week to week, and everything, and that's not so fun for everybody. It also doesn't monetize as well as you'd like it to. Instead, what we're going to put in place and what we'll be recommending for game developers, but they can do whatever they want in the GameLoot Network, it's up to them, is an accumulated score tournament. And the idea is that the score that I get in round 1 when I play is added to the score for round 2, round 3, round 4, and so more loyal users who are willing to play more will actually do better in the long term and everything. And so you get this kind of combination of the skill and the loyalty, which is going to monetize better because people are going to buy more boosts, and it's going to get people developing the habit to play your game more and more. And so that's the sort of system that we're going to put in place for Eggies. And for the Eggies game and everything, we're actually going to set it up so the tournaments start every few days. Probably it's going to be a 4-day tournament from Friday to Monday, then a 3-day break, and then a new one starts and everything. Players will be invited to join the tournament upon launch. They will need to be GLN members to participate, so we're going to have a quick exit up to be able to sign up very quickly. And we're going to periodically push tournament updates to the players so that they get used to playing over and over again. And we'll be facilitating the onboarding of new players through a new streamlined sign-up process. So here's what some of those screens look like and everything, and we'll take you through everything. But let's see if I can use the fancy pointer. Actually, yeah, he said the pointer doesn't really work on the screen. That's kind of not so useful. Okay. So I can point at her. Okay, so basically when they first start up the game, we're going to invite them to join a tournament. The first time you go in, you're actually going to see here, we're only going to be advertising the play for fun side of things. And so you can just sign up, it's all free. and you go. But later on, once you're signed up as a premium member, you'll be able to choose to play for fun or for prizes. And basically, you can kind of see how this is all going to look within the scope of our game. And if a tournament ends and you were not playing, we're actually going to compare your current score and tell you what you would have won and everything, right? You know, there's some marketing, some upsell, and everything. Okay. Once you're joined in progress, of course, you can see how you're ranking, and if you win and everything, you get the big the prize payout there. Okay. Couple new sets of screens and everything coming your way. Some of this stuff is very much in design, going back and forth between us and the rest of the GameLoot technical team. But we're working on new screens that are going to be a lot friendlier in terms of bringing people into the system and everything. Not the current system, you get to a screen, there's like, I don't know, 12 fields all in one spot and everything. A lot of people exit right at that point and everything. So we're going to kind of bring them in a little bit easier. We also want to hook it up so that if you've got Facebook, you can immediately connect to Facebook and everything and not have to skip entering a lot of this information in and everything. Okay, then you pick your GLN nickname. We're proposing that you'd be able to choose an avatar and everything, because when folks are in tournaments and leaderboards and stuff like that, that actually is the UI designer who designed these screens and everything, Stefan and everything, you know. And some bonus points for creating accounts. The numbers that you see here are obviously subject to tweaking on behalf of, you know, whatever gets decided by the business guys, of which I am decidedly not for this side of things. And then some of the upsell screens to bring you into premium members and everything. So anyway, lots of work going on right there. We're going to take and make it so that there's a very easy on-ramping process for new users into the network. Now, in terms of redeeming, very, very important. People are not going to pay real tokens and everything, real dollars for those tokens if they're not going to win stuff back and everything. And so the idea here is to be able to take the user from within the game to redeeming real-world prizes. And so this is where the ticket system came from and everything. We take some pride in the design work that we did with the guys there in making sure that the new designs, the new system is based upon this ticket currency so that we can add whatever exciting prizes are available today, like the PlayStation VR system and everything, which we're all going to go get. And so by having a ticket currency there, it really allows you to add new prizes daily, and you just set the appropriate value for them in tickets. You will also be able to convert tickets back to tokens if folks want to use that and just kind of double down, reinvest in themselves before they earn more in tournaments. And as the business rules are working, I guess, if folks are in a country that does not support delivery and everything, they can get Amazon gift cards or something that works in that country. So that's being taken into account in designing the system. And right now, what it's looking like, so this is some part of a new set of screens that we're designing for the kind of the loot hub side of things for the player. And you'll be able to go into there, you'll be able to see what the top prizes are, but also find new prizes, featured prizes in a set of categories, and then choose what it is that you want, hit add to cart, confirm what your shipping address is, and then it gets sent to you. So kind of a big deal there. We already talked about the points there, okay. So basically, I mean, that's in a nutshell the developer program. It's going to be great for players in that it's going to introduce new features, new competition into the games. They're going to absolutely love that. We can't wait till our Eggies players see this new feature that we're adding for them. It's going to allow the players to redeem real-world prizes, which is going to allow their games to differentiate themselves from the competitors, which is huge for them if they come on board. The cross-game currency is also great, liquidity for folks who are investing in their games. It's going to be fantastic for developers. New features that are easy for them to add because we've already built them out for them. They just have to hook into those application programming interfaces. You're all going to go home and you're going to know what that is. Tell your kids you know what APIs are. Increased player engagement, new player acquisition, and great monetization and everything. And as for when is this coming? Eggies Tournament Edition should be launched next month in November and everything. The first game using this program. And the program will be available to all third-party third-party developers in December of this year and everything. So before the end of the year and everything. So